Merry meet everyone. Welcome back to Midnight Fantasy Creation. Today we are going to be doing a nice acorn pendant. I want to put the maple leaf glitter in it. These are supposed to be for like decking out nails and whatnot, but I'm going to be putting them in. I already had some done. I managed to, of course, misplace them like I do everything else. So if I happen to find that before I publish this, I will, well, actually I'm going to show you how to do it anyways. But you can do them also very basic, plain, with nothing in it. This apparently has a bubble that it didn't cure all the way. If I would have realized that sooner, I would have made sure the bubbles were cured before moving anywhere. That way they weren't floating around like they are now. If you do this, you definitely need to make sure it cures long enough. And then I glued the backing on with the, either it was the Liquid Fusion or the E600. I don't remember which one I used. I'm pretty sure both of them will work. The link, I will be linking this below so you guys can buy your own. If you get the little silicone mold for the bottom, it will come with 2 different color tops. Or you can buy more of the tops. You'll get 6 of them, 3 silver, 3 golds. You can probably wander through the website, Amazon, and try and find just the silver and the gold backings without having to buy one or the other. If you want both, you can get both in that pack. I have seen these in bronze, but you literally got 1 bronze top with one of these, and that was it. You couldn't buy like a set of them. So if you guys find bronze and you like the bronze better, I mean, I actually kind of like the bronze better, but I have seen them in like an antique bronze, which looks really cool. I am going to be getting, I have my UV resin in the curing machine right now warming up because my office is too cold. And I, like when I did with the skull earrings, it came out thick, it was bubbly, it was hard to work with. I'm hoping, and I tested it out, if you warm it up, it worked just fine. It didn't have as many bubbles. I had an easier time working with it. It needs to be warm. So I threw it in the curing machine, still in its bottle, to warm it up. So it should be done. I am just going to get this set up. So I got these on Amazon, and I will have them linked below. They come in 4 different colors. I have tested this out. It looks good with these 3 colors. I mean, it looks good with green too, but the green looks a little weird. The yellow tends to kind of disappear in the golden color till the light hits it. So if you want to find like, or if you want to make something that was, more like invisible until it hit just the right light, the yellow works really good. But because we're using golden, these holographic clear ones look yellow anyways. So, and of course these look, orange and red. Be mixing, you can do just one. I did several with just the hollow ones in them, and they look amazing. And then I did ones with all 3 of them in there. When I sell these on my Etsy shop, comment below if you want to see them just in red or orange or the hollow. It'll look yellow. Because if you guys want a whole bunch of these, I can only get so many of these backings because they sell out quite quickly. They do restock, but they do sell out. So you got to keep an eye out for that. It is harder to get the backing, so I would literally make these to order. So when you order them on the website, I will literally, I will have to have it set up to the longer shipping one because I have to make them first. And then I will send it to you. Like, I may do like a whole bunch of the bottoms because I can do the bottoms all day long. But the tops I wouldn't put on until after they are ordered because again, you can only get so many of these, and it's just better to make them separate and then put them together when you guys order them. So I will be doing that. I'm just gonna go grab the resin real quick. Alright, so I got it out of the curing machine. The bottle itself is warm. Where the resin is still fairly, it's not hot. It's just warm to the touch. And you don't want it hot. So I am just gonna do, oh, I don't know, 10 milliliters roughly. I think this thing holds 20, so I'm gonna fill half of it. It doesn't say on these containers. I mean, they might say it when you buy them. And I'm gonna do 1 drop at a time because I don't remember how many drops I did. I think it was at least 2 drops, but I'm gonna have a stirring stick. Yeah, 1 more drop, 2 drops. And I probably should have left it in there a little longer. And this isn't going to cure until you put it under a UV lamp or light. It doesn't have to be a lamp. It can just be UV light. With that said, don't leave this out in the sun because guess what? The sun produces UV light and that will cure it. Not very fast, but it will still cure it. That's definitely something you need to worry about. See, I'm thinking 3 of each color because that's a lot. So I'm going to take some of these out. That was 4. It's fine. You should be wearing gloves for this, by the way. UV resin is still toxic to the skin. You should be wearing proper wear, but it is a lot harder to do things with it. So I have seen some people use like they're called finger condoms, or there's another word for them. We just always call them that at the hair salon. They literally just roll on the finger to cover it, so you can just put them on your pointer and your thumb, and that way if you have to touch the resin, you're still protected. You don't, with something this small, you don't need to wear like a huge glove. And if my glitter is off camera, I apologize. I am playing around with this new stand that I have. Okay, so it looks like I took 4 leaves out for each color. We'll see if we can fit all 4. All right. So I'm going to pour some of this in, try to pop some of those bubbles. You don't want to mix the glitter in and then put it in here because it's going to stick to itself. It's going to stick to the walls. It's not going to go in any, it needs a little more rhyme and reason than it being random like that. I mean, you could probably get away with it and it'd be fine. I don't want to fill this up all the way either. And of course there's bubbles in it. What did I do with my rubbing alcohol? Nice way. That's all the way over there. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to spray this with a little rubbing alcohol to get rid of some of that bubbles. You can definitely let this sit and let the bubbles come out. I should have let it sit in the curing machine a little longer. But for now, I think it should be fine. This out of the way. So we're going to pick up one of these little glitter thingies that's stuck to my mat. Here we go. And you want to gingerly guide it into the cup. So probably should do this at an angle. Hold on, let me see if I can adjust this thing. I have no clue what it's focusing on. That's a little close though. You should be able to see this a little bit better at an angle. Alright, now where'd that go? There we go. So we're going to stick it in, kind of place it, sort of random, but not. Let it do its thing. It's going to want to like lay flat like this in the cup, but you can see it from eye level. Don't tilt it too much. You can try and see from eye level where it's lying, and then you can kind of push it where you need it with tweezers or a pick like this, so you can see the leaf. And then pick another color, kind of just stick it in there wherever you want. And you can move them around afterwards. There, let's move that out a little bit. Do an orange one. Stick that somewhere over here. Can lean them up against the wall or the side. That would be fine too. and kind of want to make it look like the leaves are falling. Now I would have done this with oak leaves, which makes more sense with an acorn. You can't find oak leaf glitter. I've tried. I mean, you can find a hole puncher. I don't know how big that is, but we're just gonna stick these in. Try to get some low, try to get some high. Sorry, my fingers are gonna be in the way. Try to get them in different angles. You can even do this with like red and orange glitter, probably hollow glitter because, or holographic glitter, like I said, that gold color makes it look yellow. Or if you do it in clear, you can use yellow glitter, red glitter, orange glitter, and then you can just mix it up and let it do its own thing. Alright, so we did use all four. I tried to get them in looking in different angles. And then we're gonna pour a little bit more resin. Most of the bubbles have come out of the cup, but of course, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell, it will let you know whenever I post a new video. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. And as always, you can definitely leave comments. I read all my comments as timely as possible. I'm going to spray this with a little rubbing alcohol. I'm doming this a lot more than I've done the last few because I want to see if it fits in the top a little bit better, because I found the acorn, you need to sand down the edges and get it to fit in there a little bit better. It's a tight squeeze. So definitely I'm going to test out if doming it works better. Almost tempted to throw this in the curing machine to let the rest of those bubbles out, but I don't know if it's going to cause the glitter to sink. With it this thick, it definitely will float for you, but when you thin it out, they may all sink down. But that's looking pretty good. Try to look at all angles to see how these are looking. If you feel like there's a gap somewhere too much, you can definitely move them. Just gotta be careful. You don't pull it out or take too much of the resin out. All these handmade items I make on this YouTube channel are for sale on my Etsy shop. That is linked below. You can also find more merchandise on my online store, like sweatshirts, boots, shoes. I'm trying to add some like electronic accessories. I do have phone cases, and I am trying to add new things every year, as well as circle through like the seasonal stuff wherever I can. I am going to throw this in the curing machine for like a couple of minutes. I do want to let these sink a little bit and the bubbles to come out, and then I will put this under the UV lamp. So I will be back with that. Alright, so I switched the camera view from the top again. This has pretty much got all the bubbles out. So I'm going to do it 2 times from the top with the Will Be Fine. It's a nail curing UV lamp, but it works great. Now, if it senses something underneath it, it's going to turn on by itself. I think it goes for like 99 seconds, and then I'll probably just hit for 60 seconds, flip it, and do the same thing underneath. And then I'm going to take it out of the molds, and I will probably cure it again. I'm putting this on the top of the lamp to keep it out of the UV light so it doesn't cure on me. And of course, I'll fast forward through all of this. Alright, we're going to take it out of its mold. It's all nice and pure. It's not tacky at all. Although I can tell you right now, I definitely overfilled the top this off way too much, which means I'm definitely going to need to sand this down. So don't overfill your molds, because I wanted to try it to see if I could get the top to fit on a lot better, and I just made it even worse. So don't do that. Oh, that actually came out quite nice. Oops. So if this is not tacky at all, in fact, I don't even need to put this under the UV light lamp. This came out really good. You can see all the little leaves. I mean, I could have put maybe 1 or 2 more here. In fact, I think when I had it in the machine, in the curing machine, a lot of them fell to the bottom on this side, which is what I was afraid of, but it still looks really cool. I have to clean this up. I can do that on camera, I guess. I will grab my drill bit and I'll show you how I'm not going to glue them, and I'll show you how I glue them. Like I said, I'll wait until you guys order them, and that way I can put the gold or the silver on. But as this was curing, I was thinking I can still do these, because I want to make a homemade open bezel, but I want to do it with an oak leaf. And I want to do that in the next video, I think. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let me get my tools to clean this up. I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way. As you can see, I have plenty to make more. And I think yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I got the drill bit. I need to put the right fitting in because these have different size fittings. Alright, so this is actually sandpaper, despite how it looks. And I'm pretty sure I got this one, cordless drill machine. I'm pretty sure this is the Let's Resin one. It's got 3 speeds. I'm going to turn it up all the way. And I'm just going to sand down all the edges that I originally did not want. You got to be careful because this will sand it right down. And I want to round that off a little bit. Now, if you go to clean this, do not use rubbing alcohol. I know you like using the rubbing alcohol for my epoxy resin. The rubbing alcohol will take the shine right out of it. And it is a pain in the butt to get the shine back in. Alright, let's shut that off. Use like a baby wipe or a fiberless towel. I forget what they're called. The ones lint-free. There we go. Lint-free towels to kind of just clean off all the dust. The baby wipes are a little more gentle, and that will work just fine. You gotta glue it in, but that's in there. That's in there pretty darn good. So that is how those look. And that looks pretty cool. Looks, like I said, it looks like falling leaves. I wanted to get the oak leaves because the oak leaves make more sense with the acorn, like I said before, but you can't find them. So I definitely want to do some more of these with the oak leaf as a pendant, and this being like a nice little accent. But once you glue this on, and like I said, I'm not going to do it, but you can use the liquid fusion. You can use super glue. If you use super glue, please be very careful, because super glue can like stick to your fingers and then it'll stick to everything else and it'll make it hazy, and you'll have basically dead skin cells stuck to it. You don't want that. The other option is the E6000. So if you use these two, you're gonna have to hold them in place. Well, even with the super glue, you have to hold them in place until they're completely cured. These tend to be very easy to clean up if you make a mess. And then you'll get something like this. This is on there really well. It's not coming off. I mean, I probably could throw it on the ground and it'd pop off, but let's not do that because you'd ruin them. And I don't want to ruin them. But I may need to sand that down a little bit more. But that is the acorn. Yeah, I don't like the doming. I think I'm going to nix the doming. The doming did not help. I think it just made things worse. So make it level to the top of your item. Oh, clean that. And of course, as always, make sure your molds are clean before you start the next one. Apparently I made a bit of a mess. So that's what it looks like with the gold. Actually, that popped on there real nice. But that is what they look like. I am probably going to do, if I do the maple leaves, I'm going to do them by themselves. All you need to do is add a pinch bail. I have some coming in the mail. They're not in yet. If they get here before I need to release this video, I will do a quick little demo on how to put the pinch bails on, but I do not have them yet. And then, of course, I will do a bunch of these with the oak leaf, so stay tuned for that video. Alright, so my pinch bails came in. The only problem I have with these is the color difference from the golds of the acorn top and then of course the actual pinch bail. Mind you, I haven't glued this on, but it liked to stick on fairly well, so I'm hoping it stays on for the sake of this video. But I am going to, so with this is actually pretty easy. These are easy pinch bails. You can get non-pinch bails. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, but these you want to just pull apart ever so slightly, and you usually can do it with your fingers. Sometimes you might need to use tweezers, not tweezers, oh my gosh, pliers, and then you just stick it in the opening you made, and then, oops, you want to pinch it shut. Of course, I'm sliding all over the place. Pinch it shut, and that will keep it from falling out. And these are pretty sturdy. They don't usually like open. Like, that took some force, if you didn't notice, for me to actually pry that open. And then you can these actually came with a double bail, so there's actually another bail that was attached to this, and I didn't like how that looked. I don't know if I like these bails anyways. I might switch them to these. So the bails that I got, they came in two, so they came together like this. I don't like how this looks, so I'm taking this part off, but I don't like how you still need to stick this, something through this to put, like, because you can't, unless you have a very small necklace to fit through the eye of this. I don't necessarily like that, so I will show you how the other bail is. So a non-pinch bail, you can either get them, so you have to take a jump ring and stick it through the opening and then hook whatever item you have to have it put in place, or they have ones that already have an eye on it, or an eye hole, like a hook on it, and you need to open it again just enough to get it in. And I should have turned that a little bit more. I might need pliers for this. There we go. And of course that came off, but just enough so you can pop it on gingerly, of course, and then you want to turn it and close it after you get it in, which it's being stubborn. This is actually quite thick in comparison, and then it's secured and shut. So that's how those work. That looks much better. I have several different designs. It came in a pack of like 3 different colors, and then you got like various different designs. I will link this one below for you guys, but as for which one I'm using for the acorn, I don't know yet, because it came with a smaller one. And I kind of like this too. Like, I like these that have like the open decoration on the inside. This one has a little heart on it that's kind of cute. And then like filigree, I love filigree patterns. This is a beautiful little filigree one. I like these, so I may pick one of these two. I will probably decide and take a final photo for you guys. And then you just stick it on a necklace. So you get a chain. I think this is an 18-inch chain. I'd have to double check. I don't care for this particular chain that I bought. I might have to get new ones, but so you take the chain and then it just easily goes on just like that, and that's how it looks, and that's really pretty. Again, don't care for the color difference between the acorn top and the gold of the bail, but unfortunately I don't think I can get this color gold for these. I'll have to look. The chains maybe, but I will definitely look into that. I did, however, find the first ones I did. So these are the ones with just the white hollow maple leaves. And then I did a couple of them. I didn't do too many leaves in these. I like them better with more. Not too many more, but so that's what they look like with just one color. And of course, obviously you saw the multiple colors. That looks really nice as well. And then none at all. And what's this one? I think I literally stuck 4 in this one. I don't like this one. This one also, I used rubbing alcohol to clean it off. And you can see how it takes the shine right out of it. So I'm not going to be using this one. I am probably going to use it for testing out the polishes. Because you can get a resin polish to put the shine back in. It's a little easier that way, but I'll put that one aside and definitely use it as a sample piece for the polish. That is it for today. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, hit the thumbs up. Any comments or suggestions, you know, they're always welcomed. And then subscribe to the channel if you enjoy watching me do these. I'm going to try to do different stuff. I've got stuff lined up all the way up until the end of the year. And then I am debating on whether or not to take a small break in January to get things caught up and get some plans for what I want to do next for the following year. But definitely stay tuned for that. I will keep you guys updated as best as possible. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.